Could the New York Giants go from worst to first in the NFC East? ESPN has some major thoughts and opinions on this, and we're going to break it down on today's show. You're watching Giants Now by Chat Sports. We are presented by Prize Picks, and my name is Marshall Green. Before we tell you what ESPN had to say, I want to hear from all the real ones, the actual Giants fans watching this video. 7.5 wins is the line for the Giants this year. Will they win more games than that or less games than that? Get your votes in. Every single year in the National Football League, we see teams go from worst to first in their divisions. We see a bunch of teams that did not make the playoffs that end up making the playoffs. The NFL is king of parity. There is turnover every single year. And the Giants, according to ESPN, are one of the favorites to go from worst to first. The odds makers out west, though, I don't really agree with that, at least not yet. The Giants have the worst odds, the longest odds, to become NFC East champions. The Eagles are at plus 110, Cowboys plus 235, Commanders at plus 500, and the Giants at plus 600. I just don't understand how anyone can actually say the Commanders are a better football team than the New York Giants. I do not get it, but that's a show for another day. ESPN wrote this, saying, since the NFL realigned to 8 four-team divisions in 2002, more than 24 teams have gone from worst in their division standings to ranked first in the following season. Just last season, the Patriots went from last place in the AFC East in 2024 all the way to the Super Bowl, and the Bears won the NFC North the season after they finished last. Who's next? We've gone through the 8 teams that finished in last place in each division after the 2025 season and ranked them by their odds of suddenly winning their division in 2026. 1 year ago, ESPN put out this same article, and the Bears and Patriots were ranked second and third on this list, respectively. So, ESPN kind of popping their stuff, letting you know that we kind of saw this coming last year for a couple of teams. Kind of the info that they went with here. The odds are via ESPN's Football Power Index, and preseason predictive ratings are primarily based on win totals from the betting market in conjunction with every team's schedule. ESPN also adding, along with factors such as the difference between a team's starting and backup quarterback and a special teams rating that incorporates specific kickers. We use these ratings to simulate the season thousands of times with the results forming our projections. Last year, at the end of the year, the New York Giants actually finished 15th in ESPN's Football Power Index, and the FPI rating indicates how many points better or worse a team is compared to an average team on a neutral field. And you can see last year the Giants were 15th. This year they have them at minus 1.2, so they think they are minus 1.2 points worse than teams on an average field. Teams that finished last in the division in 2025 were the Giants, Lions, Cardinals, Saints, Jets, Browns, Titans, and the Las Vegas Raiders. And the rankings that ESPN put out for teams to go from worst to first, the New York Giants came in as the third most likely team to do it. That number 3 spot is the same spot that ESPN last year ranked the Patriots, and they went all the way to the Super Bowl. ESPN also gave some odds for what they think the Giants could do this year. They think they have the third best odds to win the NFC. So ESPN thinks that the Giants are better than the Commanders. They might actually have something inside their brain. And then a 22% chance to make the playoffs. That would be the 25th best in the NFL. A lot more to talk about on today's show. Do got to tell you, though, about our presenting sponsor, and that is Prize Picks. Download the app today, create an account, use the promo code, play your first $5 lineup, use that promo code HMA, and Prize Picks is going to put $50 in your account to use on lineups. Play $5, get $50 instantly in lineups. It's available in all 50 states, plus Washington, D.C., Billions have been paid out. It's safe, and it is secure. We've got the NBA Finals going on right now. There's baseball every single day. And they've already got some season-long options for the football season as well. I've got a 3-pick power play lineup ready to roll for the NFL. I'm taking the more on passing touchdowns for Jackson Dart, less on passing yards for Dak Prescott, and less on rushing touchdowns for Jalen Hurts. Chance to turn $20 into $120. You can follow me on Prize Picks at Marshall Green _. Their new social feed feature is awesome. You can easily choose or fade to use my lineups. Download the app, create an account, use that promo code HMA, play $5, get $50 instantly. Here is the full list of worst to first odds via ESPN. They have the Lions at number 1 in the NFC North. They've got the Saints in the NFC South against the New York Giants. I'm going to say that is because they think the NFC South is a lot worse than the NFC East. But your and our New York Football Giants come in at third, one spot ahead of Cam Ward and the Titans. ESPN's reasoning for giving the Giants the third best odds are that the Giants got to take 2 highly skilled players in the top 10 of the 2026 draft. They have wideout Malik Neighbors, their best target on offense, coming back from a knee injury that cost him most of last season. They're also getting back running back Cam Scatterbo, who was an exciting part of their offense until a midseason ankle injury. And they've added a good amount of veteran talent to improve the defense, including linebacker Tremaine Edmonds and lineman Shelby Harris and DJ Reader. The Giants also have a new coaching staff led by John Harbaugh. New York fans are hoping Harbaugh's strong track record in Baltimore means he'll turn things around quickly. This is all well and good, but of course the biggest reason why the Giants might win their division would be quarterback Jackson Dart making huge second-year improvements. It worked for the Bears and Patriots last season, so it could work for the Giants this season. Dart was already a surprising 17th in QBR among qualifying QBs last season, thanks in part to his value as a runner. You can't expect him to suddenly become a top 10 quarterback, but it's possible, especially with Neighbors back to catching his passes. I agree with a lot of what ESPN has to say there, and I've always said this about the NFL. It's a head coach and a quarterback league. You go into games on Sunday, you look at the head coach matchup, you look at the quarterback matchup. If you go 2-0 in the head coach and quarterback matchup, you got a chance to go 1-0 every single Sunday pretty dang often. These are the two guys, head coach, quarterback league. If the Giants are going to bounce back, if the Giants are going to win more games than they have in the last 2 years combined, which is 7, it's going to be because of Jackson Dart and is going to be because of John Harbaugh. Obviously, Malik Neighbors' health is a key contributor into that equation. Does Abdul Carter take a step? What are the 2 rookies going to look like? A lot is going to balance into that, but Jackson Dart has a good year, and the Giants are a good coach football team. I think they'll have a shot to make a playoff push. 3 quick things why I think the Giants can take a leap next year. They were 1-7 in one-score games last year. In games that were decided by 3 points or less, they were 1-4. So they were allergic to finding ways to win, and good coach teams find ways to win. Good teams find ways to win. Bad teams find ways to lose. The Giants invented ways to lose. They're going to be a good coach team this year, and maybe instead of going 1-7 and 8 one-score games, they can go 4-4. In those ball games. You were one of the leading teams, or you were 17th. You were right in the middle of the pack, of having offensive snaps with a lead on the scoreboard. You were one of the worst teams in the NFL. You picked third in the NFL draft, but you were better than 15 teams when it comes to snaps with a lead on offense. So I think you're going to hopefully see that turn into some W's this year. And the Giants, 5 blown leads in the fourth quarter. They blew, I think, 3 double-digit leads in the fourth quarter last year. I know John Harbaugh has a history with the Baltimore Ravens of doing things that are similar. I think that just happens when you coach 18 games. You run into some heartbreaking losses. 5 fourth-quarter blown leads last year, though. You just correct these 50%. And you'll be A-okay. You want the Giants to win the NFC East, go from worst to first, hit that thumbs-up icon. I think it's a possibility. I don't think the Eagles are nearly as good as they once were. I think the Cowboys are overrated as always. And the Commanders stink. Let's go Giants. Hit that thumbs up icon if you want to see them win the NFC East. Make sure you are following me on social media. Find me on Twitter and on IG at @MarshallGreen_.